Battery died, but we're up and running. Looks like the SD card's about out though. I hate this fucking thing. Ugh. We're gonna go down here till it clears a little bit and then head back south. There's a whole nother section that I didn't get to because I didn't cut it back enough in the fog. Kind of a clearing. Okay. Red here. Good dog. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Sophie, this way. Yep. Red's a little stubborn like her mom, but she knows what she needs to do. Sophie, Sophie, easy. Easy. Little whip. Not much room for anything in there. Yeah. Is it a mouse? Smelling mice? Sophie, you want some water? Are you thirsty? You want a drink of water? Huh? Nope. Easy. Take it easy. Probably shouldn't bring this up, but this is the first year we hunted and we didn't have a major injury or a trip to the vet. 3 years ago, Sophie got her ear caught on barbed wire. I had to go over and unhook her. Bled like crazy. Took her to the vet, got it cleaned up. Didn't really do much, but she was all right. Then, the year after that, Red bit a hole in her tongue, and that was on New Year's Day. Hit a vein. There's more blood than I'd ever seen in my life. Took her to the emergency vet. $1,000 later, she was good as new. Last year, Sophie got cut on something. I have no idea what it was, but it ripped a hole in her foot on the top. So she was down for 3 weeks or so. So again, knock on wood, this year, no major catastrophes. We had a really good season. Probably saw over 100 wild pheasants. The first weekend I saw maybe 10 or 12 quail. But that's all I've seen for quail all year long. Okay, so we're back to one of the corners. Nice. It's about where I wanted to end up. Good girl. Good girl. Where's your daughter? So like I said earlier, when we first got started, that dog was my brother's, and he got her into field trials, started doing pretty good with her. Some guy at the field trials offered him $6 grand for her. Hey, no. She's got a ton of run, and I think that's what they liked. Some of the competitors, would pull their dogs if they were matched against her. But when I got her, I wasn't going to field trial. And I just let her go with all her bad habits. He and my dad had bought another dog, a male, and their plan was to breed him and Sophie. But when he passed away, my dad didn't have room for a dog at his place, so he stayed with the trainer or the breeder pretty much his whole life. He's competed in field trials all over. He's gone to nationals a few times. He's a pretty good dog. Red, here! But since it was his plan to breed those two, my wife and I carried that out. No! Sophie, here. Red, here! There she comes. So he's Liver and Roan. Really good looking dog. He's got the square head that Red has. Hip! So the two of them combined made some really good pups. And since I got to pick first, I picked Red. She was the first one born. Sophie, this way. And I had no clue what the hell I was doing. It was Easter morning, about 5 o'clock. I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. Sophie'd been pacing back and forth, so she knew it was coming. And finally Red came out. Now the internet told me that I needed to be prepared with dental floss in case I had to cut the umbilical cords. Now dogs have been giving birth for, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years or however long it's been. They probably didn't need my help, but I was there. So I ended up tying her umbilical cord off and getting it separated. Sophie wanted absolutely nothing to do with her pups. Hip! Red, hip! Took a little bit and she warmed up to him, but after her first one it was 4 hours and we hadn't gotten any more out. So we took her to the vet, got her a shot, took another shot home just in case, I guess. And her next one had come out and his bag had burst and he didn't make it. So then the rest of them started coming. and they all came out just fine, no trouble. But he was the biggest out of all the pups. She had 6 altogether, including him. Five made it, and he didn't. We had a hill where other family dogs had passed away. We buried him, so we put him up there. That's a hen. See what I mean? I don't need these dogs. Whoa. Where were you on that? What are you guys doing? Huh? What do you think? You want to help me out some? You want to help me out some? Red, here. Where's her boyfriend, huh? Red, here. 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 Find a bird. Got me over here telling stories, doing all the work. Nonsense. Let's find a bird. Come on. Hunt him up. Anyhow. So if you go back in my videos, you'll see a couple years ago that I got the wild idea to build a house out of a shipping container. So we did, and we lived in it for a year and a half. My wife came along with me. There was no running water, so we had to go up to the house to use that. But we had internet, heat, air conditioning. Worked out really well. Those hens held pretty tight. I walked right up to them. And before we were able to find a house like normal people, Sophie gave birth. So it was me, my wife, her little dog, Sophie, and 5 puppies in a 300 square foot shipping container. Red, red, I know. So the stubble is in the field to the south. I guess they cut it back on the north end, and that might be why these hens are over here. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the end of this and knock a couple roosters out. So anyways, we did end up getting a house, moved a friend, fell in love with the town and the people. This way, this way. And I would recommend, if you're gonna move to any new town, bring a bunch of puppies. It's a good way to meet people. But I was partial to Red since she was the first one that had come out, and when we took Sophie to the vet, she basically rode my hand the entire way. But out of there, no. I think probably the biggest reason I picked her is because as a puppy, when we'd let her out in our backyard, her nose was to the ground everywhere she went, back and forth, all over the place. She was like a little Hoover. So I kept her. I gave my cousin one of her sisters. He's had short hair since he was 14 or 15, and his was getting pretty old, so he thought he would be able to have one more. So he's got her sister, and at least once a year we try to get together and take them out. Red got her name. So, here, get over here. Okay, which is Big Red Toby Joe. Big Red for the Cornhuskers, I think, but partially because that was the color of her collar. So she was red. Here, here. Here. I know, I'm sure they're out there eating. Red.